Well, hello everyone. I've been called to make a video or to start videos, tarot readings. I already watch a lot of tarot readers online on YouTube, and so I am from Spain. So I actually was recording Spanish tarot readings or tarot readings in Spanish, but since they are not having much appreciation yet, like it's not as extended as it seems that the English language is. Today I was not planning to do this at all, but I was drawn to come to the park and record this. We just started the Eclipse season, so I guess this a big part of the reason why. My intention is primarily to offer a tool for anyone that is going to listen to this, and if it helps and serves you, I am honored to be of service in that way, and if it doesn't, I am honored for you to leave or just move on to another thing. And I want to be completely honest. I am completely broke, so I definitely need money. So I'm going to put an address, a PayPal account where you can give donations if you feel it. But that's all, donations. I'm not being called to charge for tarot readings for now. So I'm just going to do this, what seems is going to be a series of readings, collective readings. If you are not familiar with tarot readings, or at least this way of reading tarot, I will inform you that it doesn't matter ultimately when you are watching this video. Whenever you are watching it, you have to trust that it's the right time. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't be stubborn, don't watch it for no reason, just move on. And if it resonates with you, if you feel like it makes sense what I'm saying, that you can relate to the things that I'm going to express here, which I'm merely channeling. I do a very deep work to not put my ego in these readings, so I'm channeling. So we are a collective. We all share one consciousness, one brain, as to say, one mind, one organism. And same as there are different cells that work in different parts of the body, like different organs, humans are the same, you know, this is the fractal reality we live in. So this reading is for a specific group. Who? I have no idea. You never know. Only the person that is watching this, only you can determine if this is for you or not. And that's why we all need to work a lot on our intuition. Okay, our intuition is the only truth that we have. That's why spirituality is so important. That's why materialism is destroying the world, because we are not listening to our intuition. So that is the most important thing to follow, okay? Having said that, I'm using Night Sun deck. Can you see it there? Night Sun. It has very interesting, kind of dark images. They're all based, from what I can tell, on Rider White's tarot deck, one of the classics. And it's all digital art. And the artist is, I want to say, because I'm an artist myself and I want to recognize people's art. Let's see. Yeah, Pietro Aligo. That is the artist. And the diffusion and marketing is by Mario Pignatiello. So I guess this is Italian, or yeah, exactly. Torino, Italy. L'Italia. So there we go. It's improvised. I don't know how long this is gonna take. I don't know what I'm gonna say. It's all improvised, okay? This is how the spirit works. Channeling works. Okay, so let's do it like this. So what is the first message that we need to listen to here? What is the first thing that is going to make us understand what this reading is about? Whoa. Okay. The Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the spiritual authority, the male spiritual authority. So is the counterpart of the High Priestess. What I see here is a lot of us are praying or trying to reach out to higher authorities of every kind, not necessarily and only spiritual ones. Let's take more. So there's a topic of authority. So how are we relating to authority? Okay, we got 2 here. 6 and 3 of Swords. Decisions. The mind working. Someone is leaving a situation loaded of responsibilities, loaded of provisions as well. So there can be a situation in which you are moving, either physically or metaphorically. And it's leading you to present yourself in front of a judgment that has to do with the heart. It's something difficult because here we see there is a sword that is going through the heart. So what I see there is that there's going to be, or we are in or entering a moment of deep sincerity with ourselves and the world. And for now this makes a lot of sense to me. So just to give you an example, I just realized that half of my life I've been creating a type of art that was not meeting my own expectations and my own desires. And just yesterday I decided that I have to change the whole way in which I understand art and the way that I share art. So it's difficult to see these parts of yourself, especially when they are like life decisions. We're not talking here about details, we're talking about major decisions. So we've been accumulating a series of situations, experiences, practicing different ways of approaching different topics of our lives. And now is the time. I see this card kind of as the justice card. And there is definitely a balance. This is bringing balance. So it's going to go through your heart, it's gonna hurt, but at the same time it has like an aura of cleanliness and of divine energy. And these are the 2 parts of yourself that are balancing that decision for you. Okay, so in a way, also this 3rd card that is kind of flying, I see that this is not your decision, this is happening, and what is your decision is driven by these two energies, okay, the yin and yang, the male and female, the up and down, and as above so below. So it's going to be some type of mind surrendering that's going to affect your emotions. It's going to make you probably cry or hurt. I know that it's hurting so much already, everything that is happening. I totally know that. I'm seeing that. I'm feeling that. I'm going through that. And everyone is just immersed in this collective wound that we have been trying to figure out how to heal. So we are in the healing, and the healing hurts, and that's okay. So please do not feel disencouraged, okay? I'm gonna keep going. So connect with yourself. What is that big decision that you are denying yourself, that you are denying is not happening? It's happening. You have to look in the mirror and be very, very honest. These little bugs are biting me so much. Hey, get out. Look. Whoa, chaos. 2 cards came out, so didn't even have to shuffle. Okay, 5 of Cups and Death. 5 of Cups and Death. This is 5 of Cups. So this is sneaky. We are not being honest with how we are sharing our emotions, is what I see here. I feel we're kind of blaming others for what we are feeling and what we are going through. And what that means and leads to, or is related to, is death. If you see the Death card here, is a pregnant woman, because she brings death and life. So of course this eclipse portal is making us die and be reborn. So what I can see is that because this is hurting, this honest way of looking at yourself, it hurts, and you're not even making it happen, it's just happening to you. Things and people and situations are showing you that, and you're still like not wanting to be seen in your pain. You're still playing it cool. That's what I see here. And what this Death card tells me is it doesn't matter how much you deny it and how much you hide from your true self that is unfolding and that is divine and that is coming from a higher level of awareness, and you have to walk through that. Who wants to be in a low vibrational, low awareness state? No one does. You can't, even if evolution is happening. So there is a surrendering, but at the same time it's not a passive surrendering, it's an active surrendering and accepting the cycle that is ending in your life and what it is going to bring. What happens that, why didn't we get the Empress card, for example, which is about fecundity, pregnancy, creativity? We got Death card because that is the process right now. We are in the dying of this rebirth experience. So guys, just accept it. It's okay, we're all going through this. It's how evolution works. And we chose this. Remember that we chose this. We are souls that come here choosing what we are going through. How it's going to happen, I'm not sure if we choose that. But the things we have to go through in a more metaphysical and philosophical, deep way, it is all part of the experience of life on Earth. I don't know in other planets, in other dimensions, but on Earth, definitely it's all about birth and death and rebirth and death again. And those are the cycles. It's a cyclic life. Cycles, and the understanding of cycles is also changing. Time and the perception of time is changing. Space, everything is changing all the time. So now we're just becoming aware of these things. It's not like it's all new. No, we're just becoming more aware, because that's evolution. Like a baby, when they're born, they don't remember anything, even if they have the intact purity of eternal knowledge, because they're just a soul that just embodies here. And as we start growing up, we start remembering, and there's a lot of distractions, and we have created so many distractions that we have made it kind of worse in that way. So now the awakening that is happening is also recognizing and being honest with ourselves in how we have created all those distractions from our true self. And that is a very deep process, and it's okay. It's just what it is. Okay. I'm just cutting. Okay. So 3 of Wands. Okay, so normally, you can see the card. Normally, I mean not normally, but in other cards, this is an eye that is open. So I see 2 things here. I see teamwork based on our passions, what we really like, what leads our fire, because it's Wands. And because this eye is closed, I see trusting the process in which you are cooperating with certain people. In these moments of death, it's very easy to think badly of other people and to be suspicious and to create all these excuses to not face ourselves. And as I was saying before with that other card, we kind of want to, we become a little sneaky in the way that we confront our problems. So this card, what I see is trust your surroundings, trust the people you're working with and you're being called to work with or to meet, to cooperate with, and ultimately just trust every person. There can be many unfair looking situations, and still each person is just doing their part in the game. They're playing the role in this illusion that feels so real, because it's real even if it's an illusion. But anyway, that's another topic. Trust blindly where you feel there is a passion. It doesn't mean trust blindly in everything and everyone. So it's wants, it's passions, the things that you really like doing and love doing. If you are seeing how you now want to become a seamstress or a cook, trust the people that are going to be in that path, because it's going to lead you towards where you want to be. It doesn't mean trust everyone. So as an example, and with this I don't mean do not trust anyone either. That is not going to be in the path that you're walking towards. But for example, if you meet 2 new people who are working in this new restaurant and they need a cook and they're offering you a position, maybe the money they're paying is not that good, and so maybe you have another option of working in a, I don't know, as a gardener, but that is not your passion. But they're paying so much more in the garden. According to what I see here, take the restaurant job. That is your passion. It pays less, but it's going to give you much more than the more money but unpassionate job. So that's kind of the situation I'm seeing here. I really hope this is helping you, honestly, because I also feel people, obviously, like most of us. You could say the word empath, but I don't even agree with that word. Everyone is an empath. It's just some people are still very blinded or scared of feeling. I think everyone is an empath. All these labels, all these mind tricks and mind labeling, and everything has to have a name and a box. Just, we're all humans, we're all aliens, we're all magicians, we're all priests and priestesses, and we're all animals, and we're all plants too, and reptilians, and we're everything, okay? Each person is just a miracle. We are a miracle. So a miracle has everything, every single part of the spectrum of reality. So if it helps you, I respect it, but try not to fall too much into it. Embrace your magic, for sure, embrace your healer, but don't box it in, because an empath is not even like, yeah, okay, you're empathetic, so what? That's one of the human characteristics. And maybe you're limiting yourself from actually being much more than just an empath, you know, because you can also maybe be a friend who doesn't use an excuse as an empath, like, oh, I'm an empath, I feel too much, so I cannot meet you. That can happen too. Our mind fucks with us all the time, so be aware of how we're using words and labels and excuses and distortions. And yeah, okay, so the King of Swords, so many swords. Phew. Wait, I want to see the element that is described here. I always forget. The triangle with the I'm sure some of you know, and you're all like, oh my gosh, he doesn't know. What the fuck? King of Swords. Air. Okay. I mean, obviously it was air, but normally oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, so it's definitely air. It's all air. The King of Swords. Swords are air element related to the mind, to decisions. So everything that has to do with like the more head brain type of energy. Okay, the first thing that I get from here is, yeah, we're judging too much from our mental space. Look at the heart. It is in a fucking jail, in a, I don't know how you call that, like a bird jail. And the guy seems kind of angry. He's kind of arrogant there. So when our heart is aching, we tend so easily to just say a lot of stupid things. And I don't know about you, but I have definitely seen myself in this situation just this past week. I was in such pain of recognizing one of my deepest wounds, that I said a bunch of stupid things to a friend, and I was not aware of her wound, and I created so much distortion in the message. So it's a time to be very, very aware of how our mind is playing tricks and how our mind is trying to control the words we say to protect our wound. But that's not the path. We have to feel okay with vulnerability. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, because we are vulnerable. We can die in any moment, so we're just denying death. We're just denying the fact that we can die in every moment, and making an illusion inside of the illusion that already this reality is. So that is definitely a mindfuck. And yeah, this guy is angry. Mars retrograde, yeah, it affects to most people, it affects very deeply. So take care of yourself and others. Cry instead of scream at someone. Open yourself instead of running away. Just share. It's time to share, because we are ascending, and in higher dimensions of reality there's less and less ego, and so we're going to the vibration of love from the heart, and in that vibration, whether you like it or not right now in your mental space, there's no room for all these egotistic ideas and ways of relating that we have created in the 3D world. So like it or not, this is happening, and whomever has been an asshole now is probably gonna be going through one of the most difficult times of their lives. If someone has been careless about their foundations, now they're going to be going through one of the most difficult times in relation to their housing situation, or it depends, and still it doesn't, you don't have to feel guilty, because guilt is again the ego trying to to like put you in a jail and make you feel bad. Have compassion of yourself too. You can have compassion of others and yourself, which is redundant because we are one, but in our embodiments we really need to let go of that separation. Okay, we need to. It's not even, I'm encouraging you, no, I'm telling you, if you want to feel better, even without even considering the philosophical and spiritual meanings of it, which is also still part of the ego, you have to give up right now. You have to surrender and give up all these shields that you have built around you, because in the love vibration there's no room for these things. So the more you resist, the more it's gonna hurt. I'm trying to think of a metaphor. It's as if you have a hedgehog in your hand, and you know that if you push, you're going to get stopped, right? So the angrier that you get, the more it's gonna hurt, and the more that the hedgehog is gonna want to protect itself, right? It's the same relation that we're having with ourselves and with the world right now. The more you push and try to control something and be like, the more it's going to hurt. You have to let go. You have to let that hedgehog also not feel anymore like it's being threatened, and then it will stop trying to protect itself, and therefore pinching you, and you will also see the beauty of it, instead of seeing that it's just a bunch of spines that are trying to hurt and kill you. No, dude, we're all hurting. Compassion and patience and strength, lion strength, lioness strength. All these wild felines, they show us that the lion's gate is for a reason. Everything, all the metaphors are there for a reason. There's nothing that is just loose in this reality. Everything is connected for a reason. Whether you like that idea or not, that is how it is. I'm sorry if I'm sounding arrogant, but I used to resist a lot about these ideas, and then you start seeing that, yeah, okay, that is true. And I just have been resisting and being stubborn. And that's okay, it's part of the process. So, Four of Pentacles. I didn't even shuffle this time, I didn't feel I had to. My hand just took the card. So, Four of Pentacles. We are tired. Why can't we get the money we need? Why can't we get that house that we wanted? Why can't we get that relationship? Why can't I heal right now this disease I have? This is what this represents to me. That is the side in which we feel we are lacking things. If you look at it from a positive, abundant perspective, you are being given all the abundance that you need, which right now might not be as much as you want, because right now maybe that type of abundance that you're asking and struggling to get might not be what you need, because maybe you are taking for granted all the rest of things that you have in your life. Everything that you have in your life, make a list. Write down everything that you value in your life, and you're gonna see that you are the wealthiest person in the entire world and universe. The fact of being alive is already, as I said, it's a miracle, and it's just pure abundance. What's the thing here? That this is not an individual process. This is a collective process. And in that collective process, we have taken different roles. So the people who don't have money are striving for money. The people who have all the money are striving for maybe connection of other kinds, or for more money anyway. The people who have a relationship are striving for more freedom, or to be with this other person. The people, that is the mentality of lack, of lacking something, of not having enough of something. And that is the tool that we have created to make our society work in this, I didn't want to use these words, but anyway, in this capitalistic society that we have created, at least in most of the Western and westernized and colonized world. The way it works is by forcing us through not feeling abundant, through feeling the lack of something. And so that's why you end up wanting to buy, and so you make society work by wanting to buy this thing that you need. But that is wrong, dudes. That is fucking wrong. We know this. It's not good. It's wrong. And still compassion, because that is how we have done it. Now we're seeing it doesn't work. Now we're seeing that it's affecting every single person. And for sure, there's some people that are still somewhere being lucrative with how the rest of the world is struggling. But you know what? I'm 100% sure that those people are striving for something else, which is probably the same as the person that is at the bottom of the economical system, which is wanting more. Because the spell, when you create a spell, it affects every single part. And these people were as innocent as any other because they are part of the collective. So if you don't think of humans and beings as separate entities, but as one for real, we're all one, not only for the hugs and giggles, we're also one when we suffer. So again, don't focus your attention on those who look like they're better. Like today, a friend sent me a message saying, I asked him, how are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm actually having trouble, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I see you're really good from what I can see. And I'm like, I'm definitely not good, guys. I'm going through like really fucking difficult situations, and still I'm grateful because it's just teaching me so much, and I'm growing exponentially every day in a way that I haven't before, and that I see that is needed for myself and for the world. So I'm grateful for that. But still, it's very painful and difficult. What happens if I feed the collective the idea of lacking, which I have been doing most of my life, resisting, fighting against the system, fighting against anyone that didn't think the way that I thought was correct? That creates ripples in reality, and that feeds that spell. Okay, see, every word we say is a spell. So if we're using negativity, we are feeding that side of the story. So nowadays, even if I'm going through the shittiest time, and unless I really need some help, which is okay too, to ask for help, but most of the times I find the inner strength and the spiritual strength and the human strength to be positive even in the hardest of times, because the collective is a reflection of myself as well. If I am part of the collective and I want to feel good, I want the collective to feel good, because that is what is going to be mirrored back at me. So this is what I'm talking about. If we are in the lacking mentality, like we need this and we don't have enough, that's what the universe is going to be giving us back. The law of attraction and all these things. I'm finally understanding this, and still it's difficult, because so many centuries of repeating that pattern, that changing the direction in which the gears are going, and these are not greasy engines. Definitely these are dry and oxidated and broken and bent. So we are repairing the whole machinery of reality, and congratulations, because we are doing it. We can, you know, when we say fuck it, I'm not gonna worry anymore, I'm just gonna get to work, I'm gonna do the things that I have to do to solve this, because I want to be well, and I want to be happy, and I want to have a productive life. And you may be thinking about just this life here, but you're eternal, so you really are working for your entire existence. You really have to do this, guys. Don't be selfish, and don't be innocent thinking that, yeah, well, the future generations will do that. That's what our past generations have been doing, and us too. I respect if you don't believe in reincarnation, but I'm pretty sure that however it works, there is some type of eternal existence for a soul. Okay, so whatever we're doing now is affecting our entire reality, and it's very difficult and complicated to understand. Like, I myself don't understand it fully, all these dimensional levels, different dimensions, the way that matter and reality folds and unfolds, and it's crazy and it's hard to understand unless you reach certain states of awareness. But that's why follow your intuition, because your intuition is telling you, you know, that you need to help the situation. You cannot keep just complaining and you know, and it's your responsibility, it's not mine. I'm doing my thing here, leave me alone. No, dude, we're all part of the same, and you better help, or you're just gonna be in pain all your life. And I'm sorry for you if that's your case, but I'm also sorry for me if that's your case, because it's affecting me. So my role as a person and as a part of the collective is to tell you and to tell myself, let's solve this, let's work on ourselves in a way that we can help society. And I'm here like giving a a whole speech. I was not expecting to do it this way, but it's all coming very flowy, so I think it's okay. And again, if you don't resonate with these, you're more than welcome to just leave. It's fine. No one needs you here. I don't need you. You don't need me either. We don't need anything. We are free to do whatever we want. So I just hope that this is helping the right people who are listening to it and they are connecting. Thank you for being there, to all of you. And thank you for the ones that decide it's not your time, and you are always welcome to come back anyway. This video is gonna be online, so I want to ask about a blocking. What is a really big blocking that this group that is watching this video are going through? What are we going through, and what is the blocking? And then we're gonna see what can be the medicine. Okay, this is gonna be the last card with this deck. What is the blocking? What is the blocking? I feel like the whole reading for now is talking about the blocking itself, but this is gonna be the end of that blocking story. What is the blocking we have here? Okay. Wow. Sorry guys, I'm trying to first get a message because so is the 10 of Pentacles, and the way that this card is represented in this deck, I don't know if you can see, there's a bull there and it's resting. It's totally resting. And here I was drawn to look at the signs that appear. So it's Mercury, communication, and Virgo. Mercury is the planet of Virgo. And 10 is a number of completeness. So the first thing that I get here is a karmic, very big karmic cycle that is ending. I'm not aware, I don't have the knowledge about the Mayan cycles, but I know that we just ended a very big cycle that has other mini cycles inside. So we just finished a really big wheel of fortune. This is also reminding me of the card of the Wheel of Fortune, but because it's pentacles, it's definitely related to the material life, the 3D world. And there is a pentagram, the star, the 5-pointed star. Oh, sorry. In the middle, and it's like drawn on the wall. So what I see there is a spell. So what I'm getting here is that for that ascension we are going through towards the 5-dimensional space where the center is the heart vibration, love vibration, which is not, please detach from all that we have understood about love as a romantic thing. And as much as it can bring romanticism, hate can also bring romanticism. So love is not about romanticism, okay? Love is the type of vibration in which certain attitudes of our species do not work anymore. And that is very related to that separation. There's another type of connection that we have, and we all act more as one. Okay, so that is what we are going towards. And so I'm hearing an advice here. If you want your entire 3D reality, which involves your physical state, your physical reality, your housing, your finances, the health of your body, sexuality, I would say, or like relationships with each other, family matters, friendships, everything that has to do with food as well. That's like super 3D food. You know, whatever involves physicality, if you want to achieve that 10 of Pentacles, that is that state of bliss and perfection, and something is complete, to feel that completeness, you have to really do the work to vibrate in that fifth dimensional heart space. So research on what things can you do, because the way that I see is the easiest to do this is through your body. So research what type of things can you do, what types of exercises, whether it's more spiritual oriented or it's completely unrelated to spirituality and purely sportive. Work with your heart. So not long ago I learned how when we breathe with our belly, we are pumping our emotions. So if you are going through anxiety, you need to take the air to your heart so you can balance, because also we are ascending from the 3D to the 5D. So in that 5D space, it's kind of like this, okay? I'm not an expert on the matter, but I know it's kind of like this. If you want to keep ascending and to not have so many problems, we need to get the air to our heart. If you're in a therapy and you need to get your emotions out, that's good. Breathe with your belly. But for balance and to attract, you have to bump your heart space through the lungs movement. So any type of sport is good for that. Any type of meditation and breathing work is good for that, obviously. And yeah, and the bull here is like breathing. Like, can you see the, oh my god, yeah, can you see the nose, how it's breathing? Like there's this steam coming out, you know, to transmute all this really hardcore energy we're going through. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, and try to put as much air on the heart space as possible. If you can't, just practice it, because most of the times our heart is so shielded that we cannot even, I still can't completely, I still feel it. I don't do as much sport as I should, and that's why this card is very, very important, especially because it's the last one. It's very crazy. It's the completeness card. So if you want your shit to start working, and you want to actually be in a space where you feel safe in your physical reality, you have to connect with your heart. So if you have heart blockings of any kind, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, or whether it's mental, whatever it is, you have to work with opening your heart. So opening your arms like this is also really good, you know. If you're lazy as fuck, at least do this, you know, at least do this. Or if you're not motivated enough to do sport, at least do this, you know. Open your arms, open your chest. You need to open your chest. So that is the advice we're getting in the closing of this blocking. So now we're going to see the medicine cards. These cards came to me through a really dear friend. Deer, I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't sound like the animal. So this is the Native American deck. Okay, they're super magical, and they always really, really work as healing tools. So I'm gonna pull 3 cards, okay? And that's gonna be a message. Okay, so what is the healing? What can we do to heal? To go through this process in a way that we don't make it worse. How do we overcome this? Dude, this card keeps appearing. It's crazy. I'm sorry, tarot is incredible. One more card, please, to heal, to find a way to not make this process worse and actually get so much from it and grow and feel that release that we need. There we go. Okay. So, we have two major arcanas here. Guess what? We have the sun, and holy moly, look at the sun, is just shining on me right now. I took it out and the sun started shining on me. Oh my god. And the medicine woman. And 9 of pipes, which is 9 of fire, 9 of wands in this deck. And it can reverse. So I'm gonna go to the reversed first. Here I see the exactly same thing that I said before already with another of the cards that appeared before with the other deck. What I see here, each time I see something different, but right now what I'm seeing is that this guy is pointing at this one like, no, it was him. And I see like a lot of male, masculine energy. And I want to really be clear on this. Masculine energy is not gender based, okay? Everyone has masculine and feminine energy. I honestly don't know anyone that is not more driven by one than the other, but maybe I just do not vibrate in such a level where, you know, I can relate to people like that. I definitely see I always have more of one energy than the other. I don't think I'm balanced at all. Well, I mean, not at all. I do feel balanced sometimes, but definitely I think that most of the people, or at least the people who are watching this message, might resonate with you. Masculine energy. So, because it was upside down, reversed, the message with this card is stop pointing at one another, stop you know, like, oh no, it's him, oh no, it's her, because they did this to me and I'm feeling so bad because my parents did this to me, because my older sister did this to me, because my teacher did this to me. We're all one, and every person is just doing their own process. So get out of that mode and do your self-work and find your self-worth. That's what this is about. So no more competition in that way. I see like this type of competition of just like, and rumors, you know, what is this bullshit? We're not kids anymore and we're acting like kids, talking bad about other people. And what I'm seeing more and more, and even in myself, I've done this too, talking about other people is just feeding that negative part of ourselves and of them. So if we don't like what someone is doing, we do not feed that. We try to see the good things in them, or we simply let go of it. We cannot keep wasting our energy. That's just a waste of our energy and of our time. We are not in life is evolving so freaking fast that if we waste time, whatever we waste time on, it's not like 500 years ago. Now everything is so accelerated that if we are wasting our time, we really are not being productive with our lives, and then we cannot be complaining about why things don't work. Be compassionate with others and with yourself, and get out of your victimhood or your arrogance and your pride, and see everyone as part of yourself. Stop segregating. If you don't feel as part of a group, just leave the group. If you don't feel as a friend is your friend anymore, just let go. But don't talk shit about them to other people. because you might be distorting the relation between two people that maybe have a very deep healing to do, and that might even in the end help you. So really, like, let's be aware of the consequences of our words, and let's not waste our time. That's what I see in this one. The medicine woman. Okay, so with this one, by the way, this is the Empress. It's number 3, the Empress. So, but in this deck specifically, is the medicine woman. So as much as I see that attitude is the shadow aspect of the masculine energy, which is affecting a lot to this part of the process. A year ago, I saw it was more the other way. It was more the female shadow, the one that has been working a lot in how things were understood. And now it seems like it's the male shadow, the one that is working. I mean, the one that is affecting us. And that's okay, because that means that there's been healing, but let's not get trapped in our egos, please. So the medicine woman, what I get with this is be clean. Related to what I just said, be clean with your words. Or not so much words. I don't think you, I mean, I'm not a very orthodox person in that way. Like, you can use whatever words you want to use, but be clean in your intention. If you say something, say it from your heart, and say it with some type of honest conviction of what you're saying. If you're going to yeah, just that. And what else? Whether you're spiritual or not, I think it helps a lot to have some type of cleansing ritual. If your cleansing ritual is to drink water every morning, do it. If you're more spiritual and you want to put the intention of gratitude in the water, do it. If you like how incense smells, use it. If you think you can also go a bit farther and put some spell of love and acceptance or anything that vibrates higher than just lighting the incense, do it. If you are feeling like you want to start using crystals, just do it. You know, try all those things, because we in our ascension, we are definitely, I'm seeing so many people who are absolutely not familiar with all these things, with shamanism and all this stuff, and they are using it. And this is one thing that we have to understand, all of us. And here I am going to share something that is difficult, but I'm feeling drawn to share it. So there's many types of shamanic work and shamanic practices. In the Western world and Europe, it was so severely repressed that is the reason why so many white people are using and are wanting to learn about other cultures. So there is a very fine line between colonization and use and abuse. So I think as long as we are mindful of the intention that we are putting into it, and we always are aware of reviewing and take charge of our cultural wounds on either side, I think that mixing cultures is what we are heading towards. Why? Because culture is nonetheless part of the ego, and if we're transcending the ego, we have to accept the mixture of different practices. So let's be compassionate on both sides, okay? for whomever this resonates, I know you know what I'm talking about, and really it's such a difficult topic to me, because I am drawn to a lot of non-Western type of practices, and I feel such a deep connection. And I think there's also past lives involved. If you don't believe in past lives, then I understand more the way that many indigenous or natives can feel about a white person trespassing those apparent boundaries. But please be compassionate as well, because we need to heal, and it doesn't matter what you're using to heal, as long as your intention is clean and is for the well-being of all. If there's going to be selfishness on either side, that is causing distortions and distractions. So please, as much as wounds hurt, we need to get over that in all the possible ways. And sometimes it's through arguments and through discussions that are difficult and complex, and that's part of the process, and I accept that. But let's be aware also of how we are one in whatever side of the story we're in, okay? Because we don't know the story behind anyone, you know? Like, I am white, like super white, and I have no problem with that. But I was born in southern Spain, which is almost Africa. Do you know how much of North African culture we have there? Morocco is our twin country. So someone in the US can see me as a descendant of Europeans, of Northern Europeans or something like that. And maybe if I explain to them that I grew up next to Gypsy culture and to Muslims and to South African and people from everywhere, because Spain specifically is such a mix of cultures, you might understand better. You might understand better if I tell you that flamenco dance comes from Egypt and is nonetheless the expression that Gypsy people found in the empire of dictators of all kinds in Spain to express their frustration, and not only that, but their beauty. And so if I feel identified with that because in many other ways I've been repressed in my own society and I want to dance flamenco, if I am not dark skin colored, I cannot dance. Isn't that unfair? So this is a much deeper, much deeper situation to talk about. Wow, sorry, I didn't kill it, I just scared it. Anyway, the other side of the story is, imagine the impact that it has if in an area of the Amazon where there used to be only 4 people a year, there's 400 people a year now, because they go there to do the ayahuasca ceremony. What do we do with that? You know, we have to be mindful about how we're doing things. Everything we do has a repercussion and a consequence, so we cannot just, you know. Or I also understand if there's a type of look that represents the way in which a part of the population of the world, a culture, expressed their freedom in a society that was enslaving them or that was repressing them. And then a lot of white people start using that mindlessly just because it looks cool and have no knowledge of where it comes from and why it is so important that it's preserved in the way that it is. there we have a problem too. So I think it's all about the intention and the research we do about our own history as human beings. And this is, I know these words are gonna cause some trouble there, but I am so open to learn of the way that we colonize each other and we fuck up each other, so we can actually help solve our problems as a global community. That I'm okay. If you have words to say, please share. I'm going to learn either way. Just be respectful, okay? That's the only thing that I'm asking. As long as you're respectful, I will leave the comments. If you are disrespectful and you use bad words and bad intention, because in the end what I'm talking is, let's use our intention in a correct way. If I see that, then I will delete your comment, because anyway, this is my channel, so yeah, I do what I want there. It's my free speech cubicle where I want to transmit a certain message, and of course I will check with my intuition. I'm not just gonna do it from my ego, but please just be respectful, okay? So, wow, this is a very strange start of reading, but it's gonna go there. The sun, guys. So the sun is about showing ourselves and being open and not hiding anything. The moon is the mysterious side of existence. The sun is everything that is seen, everything that is spoken, honesty, openness. So the ultimate healing, and this card keeps appearing in every single reading that I make. It is time for being honest, for speaking our truth, sharing our truth. Know that we are going to commit many mistakes or many things that in the end were not as high vibrational as we thought or as honest as we thought, and that is part of recognizing our true self in all those masks as well. So this is also the falling of the masks. And you see children there, right? How do children speak? They don't have a filter. That's how we should be speaking, as in from innocence. It's not having a filter to, to just swear at people and scream and like say all the bad things we think about each other. No, it's to not have a filter of our own ego, with our own ego, in which we say and we speak manipulating. So the sun is the opposite of manipulating. The sun is about being honest, being receptive. You can see everything in the daylight. So that's what it is about. And let's walk the talk. I think that is the expression that I like it a lot. Let's walk the talk. These flies, dude, I've never seen that type of fly biting. They just look like normal flies. Anyways, thank you so much. My name is Marina Ruty. This is the first reading that I'm making in this new shift that I'm going through, so I really hope that it helps you. I really hope that it serves you. It's not even if I hope or not. If it serves you, just take it. If it don't, just leave it. And you're always welcome to come back. You're always welcome to comment, to suggest, as long as you're respectful and honest. And I'm going to feel that because I'm an energy worker. So yeah, like anyone. But in any case, I am very tuned into the way that I feel reality, and I can tune very easily in the intentions of people, for good and for bad. So if I feel it's clean, and anyone that works with themselves know this, so I'm not just going to erase something because it annoys me in a mental way. But if I feel that there is malice or bad intentions in those comments, okay? So vibrate in abundance, make a list of all the things that you have, be grateful for it, and keep working to open yourself, open your heart, and breathe it all in and out, make movements, bless